BLVE Live Sports presents The Hot Seat, where the people have a say in how we play pickleball. Sponsored by, hosted by, today's guests,
Welcome to the Hot Seat, where the people have a say in how we play pickleball. My name is Damian Donaldson, and I'm here, this fabulous location, pizza pub restaurant called DiOrio's, with one of the owners here, Victor DiOrio. So today we're going to talk about this facility and how they've made a transition into one of their facilities into accommodating pickleball community. Please welcome Victor. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
Meet you too. So I've been driving past this location quite often as I'm heading to Hayes Kennedy Park, and I said to myself, I definitely want to visit this location. I've had several people tell me about it, a couple of clubs tell me about it, so I'm happy to be here just to really figure out your story, how this came about, and if there's anything new that the community needs to know. Okay. So first, let's start off with the first question. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and general overview of your restaurant?
Yeah. So once again, I'm Victor DiOrio. So DiOrio's is a family business. It really is. There's multiple generations of us, cousins, sisters, brothers, uncles. It's a big spider's web of family who run it. So the original owner or the founder, I suppose, is my father. So my father and my uncles, they're the original founders. I have aunts as well. So I grew up in this business. This is a business I grew up in since I was 10 years old. Founded in 2010. I was 10 or 11.
Wow.
And I have been here ever since, washing dishes on milk crates in the sink, making pizzas and all that since I was a child in middle school. So grew up in the business. I'm very familiar with it. Became better and better at it. Continually stepped up into higher and higher roles until we got to this place where I'm now an owner. So I've spent practically my entire life in the business. So beyond that, I love pizza. I have a tennis background a little bit.
Okay.
So played tennis as a child. Pickleball is definitely close to home for me. So it's a very enjoyable thing for me.
So in our previous conversation, you spoke to us and you mentioned that you have several locations. Can you tell me about how many locations you have and what went into building this location with the pickleballs in mind?
So basically how we got to where we're at today with the current DiOrio's concept, 2010, we founded a small little, it's kind of like a cafe style pizza place. So it's a couple tables, a bar, not a huge capacity, and we focused on quality pizza, good service, and speed. That was our core tenet when we founded the place. So small, we built it for families, so kids could come in and run around, or I could tell them, could sit down or yell at parents or anything. I've always been very, very lax about it. So that place became very established. That was in St. Matthews. So it became a St. Matthews staple in Louisville. So it's kind of middle of East End for those not too familiar. And then 2012, we opened one in the Highlands. So right at the corner of Baxter and Broadway there, where Cave Hill Cemetery is. That was the second one, still focused on the same things. Family friendly, great pizza, quick, you get your food quick, great service. 2014, we opened a third one in Douglas Loop. And so that one was very small, pretty similar to the first one, even smaller, very few tables, carry-out spot mostly, but still obviously catering to families. That one actually burned down, so we moved back down to 2 after that. It was in a mall in the Douglas Loop. Office in the back caught fire, so the whole thing burned down.
Sorry to hear that.
So it remained that way with just 2 stores for a while, for obviously years. We're in 2025 now. So it stayed like that. Come 2021, 2022, there was some hunger to maybe get something else going, try something new. We'd been around forever, and things were going well. And then COVID obviously rattled the world, shook the bars of everything. So we were thinking, why not do another one? So got some guys who wanted to open one up. Looked around, found the prospect spot, and before even really anything began, we were thinking, what could we really do to change it up? We want to focus on obviously what we've always focused on: family friendly, great pizza, great service, all that. But what can we really do to elevate it and really fit in with, you could call it, growing trends? How can we be a trendier place and appeal to a wider audience than just families? All we ever really appealed to is families. We never did anything else. So we were looking at maybe putting a sport of some kind in. There's plenty out there. There's paddle, whatever it's called, tennis, beach volleyball. There's plenty of things that we rotated through, thinking what would be a cool thing to stick in this place, because we actually have a lot more space here. This spot has a lot more space than the other 2 spots. It's bigger, big piece of land. The other 2 are just rented spaces. So all the rest of them just rentals. So this is a bigger piece of land. We've got parking. We've got space to play around with. What can we stick in? So at that time, we were really starting to get going in 2023 on this spot. So 2023, early months of that year, we were actually starting to mess with the construction of the building, or the remodel. And we stuck to pickleball. Pickleball at that time in 2023, I think it was still one of the fastest growing sports. It was maybe the earlier part of it. I know 2024 was a big year. 2023 was still pickleball was a growing sport. It was definitely getting bigger.
Seems like every 5 years there's like this huge jump that just takes place with pickleball.
Pickleball was pretty massive. So we thought screw it. I mean, pickleball is awesome. You can fit 2 pickleball courts in the space of 1 tennis court. So we like that. Pickleball's far more approachable than tennis. A lot easier to get into for people of all age groups, from 1-year-old babies who can walk to 90-year-olds. A lot easier to play. And it was just weighing it all in. It's popular. It's easy. It's fun. We settled on pickleball as the way we would elevate the DiOrio's concept to being something that would appeal to a wider audience than just families like we always did. So reached out to all the athletes, all the competitive guys, all the people. Yeah, it reaches a quite a wider audience than just what we had before, and that's been a big boon for us. That's been a great thing for us to have. The pickleball's brought in a lot of people that might normally not have gone to a place like DiOrio's, where we cater to families. Now we've got groups of players. They'll go out, play for a couple hours, come in, and they kind of are like a family. So it worked out in the end. Pickleball was a good choice.
We definitely agree with that. I mean, this is one of the few restaurants, if not the only restaurant, I think, that has pickleball built into its concept, its restaurant concept. So, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And definitely the reason why we wanted to learn more about, what brought you here, The community is definitely going to keep you here. Okay. So we learned a little bit about the origin story. We learned a little bit about what went into this concept. So now looking forward, what does this location bring to the pickleball community specifically?
So, as you mentioned, there are not many restaurants that have pickleball. There are definitely pickleball places that have food attached. Those exist. There are the pickle and whatever it's called in Cincinnati. A lot of the pickleball places they're pickleball forward, but they have food as well. And the food is kind of an afterthought. It's not.
It's secondary. It's not.
It really is. It's mainly a pickleball place that offers food as an amenity, you could call it. We started as a restaurant, full service restaurant, full concept. We have a big menu. We've been around a long time before we even thought about pickleball. So that is the biggest thing I think that we bring to a pickleball community is it's a full service restaurant. You can come in, you can crush an hour of pickleball, come inside. We have a ton of draft beer. We have great pizza, sandwiches, chicken wings, all the above really.
Full menu, full scale.
It's a restaurant. It is. We're a full service restaurant, right with pickleball courts right outside. So that to me is a thing that's missing in a lot of the pickleball community. It's really a big circle where you could come here, eat, play pickleball, eat, hang out, watch the games, watch sports. We have pickleball on TV even. So I think we bring a lot to the community in terms of just a place where people can congregate, hang out. You know, you've got your pickleball buddies. You want to hang out with them outside and play pickleball. Here we are. We're right here.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about the features that your pickleball experience has to offer here?
So we have 4 courts at DiOrio's. We have they're fenced in. They're private courts. They are code lock entry, so they not anybody can just go run around and play soccer on it or whatever. No matter, even though kids want to do it here all the time. Love bringing up the football, thinking it's a football field, but it's locked in. It's managed through court reserve, so anyone in the pickleball community will know what court reserve is. It's what most clubs will use to access the court. So you scan a QR code or go to our website, DiOrio's.pizza, to reserve a court. It takes you to the court reserve. You make your account. You get to see all the court times that are reserved or available all the time, months and months and months in advance. You get to select your time, reserve it. Very easy, managed through court reserve. On top of that, we run leagues almost every night of the week in the summertime. We run those through LXC. That's a Louisville intramural-focused league organization. So they run leagues here, and they range from beginners leagues to the intermediate leagues. We don't have any pro-level leagues here, but for the most part, most players I feel like are either beginner or intermediate at pickleball. Obviously, it's a growing sport, right. So it's a very casual place. You know, we bring a casual vibe to it. It is kind of an intramural vibe that we have here. You can come out, book a time on court reserve with 3 of your buddies, come out, play some pickleball. Not really too worried about playing against guys who are going to be slamming you in your face all the time.
So what you're saying is that I'm not coming here to increase my duper score or my, all those other ratings. I'm just here just to have a good time, man, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We don't want people to come here and have a sour experience in their mouth. Obviously, we're restaurant first, so we want people to have a great experience all around, and that extends to the pickleball. We want people to have a fun time, come out, hit with their buddies, or play in a casual league, and enjoy their afternoon or their evening, and come inside and grab a cold beer. That's all we want.
Perfect. Sounds great. Okay, so what type of pickleball-related events do you offer here?
So we have a lot of corporations that will want to do a pickleball outing with their team. So they'll come out here. We don't charge corporations to use our courts if they're going to come out and play for a long time and eat a bunch of food. So we'll get companies like our liquor reps, Southern Glazers, and that kind of thing. Corporations come out. We don't charge them for the courts. They can come out, they play, they have a good time, they order a bunch of pizza, they drink beer and all that. And it's a great space, and pickleball in general really is a great space for people to come together and do something casual with each other as a bonding event or bonding exercise. So that's the majority of what our special events are. We've talked about doing a DiOrio's sponsored competitive league in the past. Not really any ironclad plans on that, but in terms of special events, yeah, it's mainly just bring your team in, come in, drink some beer, play some pickleball, have a great afternoon, inter-team bonding, that kind of thing. That's the bulk of what we really do with the courts.
Perfect. Last question. We're going to wrap things up. So what makes this facility different in terms of how you're managing it compared to all the other ones? Again, the other ones were not pickleball, gear. This is pickleball gear. So what are the differences? How is this unique in that regard? How you run the show here?
It's definitely busier. Having the amenity of a pickleball court definitely brings in a wider audience than a normal restaurant. So, for anyone out there who wants who's thinking about adding pickleball to the restaurant concept, it does bring in more people. So it adds a level of administrative pressure to the business that otherwise wouldn't exist. You just have more people who want to come in. Other than that, pickleball actually is not too. It's not too dominating of your attention span, really. It's something that, especially with the help of Court Reserve running a lot of it, I don't have to sit there pen and paper a lot of this stuff. Court Reserve runs it all. There's not actually a whole lot of thought that goes into it once it's set up, which is the beautiful thing about pickleball and Court Reserve is it's something that's there. It's drawing people all the time. It's always pulling people in.
Right.
And it's just sitting back there, almost like a magnet for people. Hey, come in, check it out, come play pickleball, and there's the restaurant right there. So beyond just adding more people into the equation, really the rest of it is just preparing for busier days. We've got the leagues on Monday today, and it might rain out. So there might be a chance that it starts raining and then 40 people come in at one time and everybody needs to eat and drink and all that. Beyond that, it's not really too complicated. That's the beautiful part of it. People just go out and they play, they order. It actually flows very well in a restaurant concept. It really does. It does not add much pressure as much as one would think.
I think it's a great concept. I mean, it adds kind of like a revenue generating square space, right?
It does,
if you have a lot of space, like I know you're trying to see how much you can earn per square foot,
Yeah.
And, if your restaurant is here, that's great. It's this type of income, but then in the back, is it storage or is it something else? Well, in this concept, it's actually generating income,
It is, exactly.
And then customers that come in later on. So it seems like a great concept.
Yeah,
So
your real opportunity cost is, you just think, okay, how much parking am I losing? That was it was a parking lot before.
It is interesting. Okay, yeah.
So we lost, I believe it was 32 spaces, which we still have a lot of spaces.
Right.
You do weigh those things. You do that. Then that goes back to the beginning before we were even open. What can we put in to this place to make it different, to differentiate it from other restaurants? Pickleball, tennis, all those things. Pickleball is very space efficient for in terms of something that can generate revenue from either leagues or court time or however you want to really do it. It is very space efficient because it's not very big. And you can have a lot of people in one small space. So tennis is terrible. If with those 4 courts, we probably could only fit maybe one tennis court and still lose the same amount of parking or whatever you would want to do there. So pickleball is great for restaurants that, if you have a nice property. I think we're sitting on, I want to say 3 acres, something like that. So we've got a pretty decent property size for restaurants that have a little bit of size, or they have a lot of parking and they want to do something cool. It is something to put in. Pickleball courts, they're expensive depending on what kind of material you want to put in, but they are a passive generator of cash flow over time and a magnet for new business. So they're cool. They're cool to have.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for having me. We look forward to sharing this with the community and making sure that we can invite people over.
Yeah.
So this is Damien Donaldson with BLVE Live Sports. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.